Please subscribe and you can download this code from description below. In this tutorial, we will explore how to perform batch string encoding and decoding in Python. String encoding is the process of converting text data into a different format, such as bytes, while string decoding is the reverse process of converting encoded data back into its original text form. This is particularly useful when working with data that needs to be transmitted or stored in a more compact format, such as when dealing with file I/O or network communication. We'll be using Python's built-in str.encode and bytes.decode methods for this purpose. We'll also provide examples to illustrate how to encode and decode a batch of strings. To encode a single string, you can use the str.encode method, specifying the encoding format you want to use. Common encoding formats include UTF-8 and ASCII. Here's an example. To encode a batch of strings, you can use a list or a loop to apply the encoding to each string individually. Here's an example of encoding a list of strings. To decode a single string, you can use the bytes.decode method, specifying the encoding format you want to use. Here's an example. To decode a batch of strings, you can use a list or a loop to apply the decoding to each encoded string individually. Here's an example of decoding a list of encoded strings. When encoding or decoding, it's possible to encounter errors if the chosen encoding format doesn't support certain characters. You can handle these errors by using the errors parameter in the encode and decode methods. Common error handling strategies include. Here's an example of using error handling. Batch string encoding and decoding in Python are essential when working with large sets of text data, such as reading/writing files or transmitting data over a network. Understanding how to encode and decode strings is a fundamental skill for Python developers. Be sure to choose the appropriate encoding format and error handling strategy based on your specific use case. ChatGPT